Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Healing is Power. I hope that everyone is doing well out there on this beautiful Saturday evening. I have a very special guest with me right now. His name is Majestic Tillman. Majestic, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for coming on my show and just talking a little bit about what you do. So you can start out just telling everybody who you are. Who's Majestic?
So my name, as he said, is Majestic. I'm an actor and screenwriter based out of Albany, New York.
Cool, cool. And how long have you been doing the acting and writing?
For about 15 years now. I started when I was really young. I started with a program called Youth FX, which was a summer program that taught kids how to make film, which went on to be a full-time, year-round program. And I've ended up being a co-founding member of it.
Oh, nice, nice. Oh, okay, that's really cool. Who inspired you coming up? And how early in life did you know you wanted to like do acting and writing and stuff like that?
Um, I was doing it from a young age. So like I went to the Albany Free School, which was an alternative school that not only focused on academics but like emotional intelligence. And
Mm-hmm.
I have really got into films when I was in fifth grade. I didn't really realize I wanted to do it until I was around 19, but I had been writing and stuff, like I said, for about 15 years. And I went through like a bunch of phases. Like first, I thought I was gonna be a paleontologist. I thought I was gonna be a
What's that?
wrestler. It's a person who digs up dinosaur bones. So like I thought I was gonna be that. I thought I was gonna travel the
Oh,
world and be like one of those. That's what like the first job I ever wanted, like since I was like 5 or 6. And
that's cool.
then I went, yeah.
That's different. I've
So then
never
I,
heard that really from anybody like you know
yeah,
recently.
that was
I don't think a lot of people are like doing stuff like that anymore, but that's cool.
yeah. Then I thought I was gonna be a wrestler, like a pro wrestler. Then I thought I was gonna be a boxer, like an MMA fighter. And then
Hmm.
I finally settled on acting when I realized that, like, one, it's what I always came back to, and I love doing it. And then two, when I realized just the amount of passion in the work and like I must have just really loved it. So I guess who inspired me? Well, at the time, I would have said Denzel, but now it's more like James Dean. Denzel's still in there too, but I really
Hmm.
like how James Dean took sort of an independent route, especially back in the day.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Denzel and James Dean, those are the two like driving forces as far as like acting who really got me into it.
Cool, cool. That's really awesome. What was your like childhood like how was your childhood coming up?
My childhood was pretty quiet. I mostly stayed to myself.
Okay,
Um, I was
like me.
definitely like, yeah, I definitely, played the house a lot. If I was going out, especially like when I was 14, it was to work and then come home. I
Hmm.
kept my circle small. My friend who's like I consider a brother now, Rashid Howe, he's the only person that I really will hang out with. And even still to this day, he's the only one that I really, kick it with.
Hmm.
Um, my childhood was pretty quiet. It was cool. My mom was always super loving. She always invested in me and supported me in whatever I did. So my childhood was very great.
That's good. That's good. And did you go to college or anything like that for acting, or it just kind of came natural? Or I know you said you went to like you did like some youth programs and everything like that, but did you like get a degree in it or anything? Did you go to college, or it just kind of like all came natural?
It came natural. I went to college for 2 days, and then I was like, I can't do this, and I left.
Two
I got the
days.
money back. I did it for
What
2 days. I was like,
happened? I
I
can't talk
realized
because I've gone to college and left and went back, and so I can't talk. So, but what happened? 2 days though.
I just realized that the system wasn't catered to like actual creatives. It was more about who you know and like your connections. And like I have friends that went to college for acting, for
Hmm.
film, for directing, and really they were just like all they teach you is the basics. And we already knew that before we went to college because of the program. All you're going for is the connections. And if they don't like you, then it don't matter how talented you are. You have to, take the more independent route. So I was like, I'm
Oh
cool. I don't need
wow,
to go.
That's that's sad. You know, college is supposed to be like welcoming and trying to help you pursue what you want to do is not so much based off of who you know and all that stuff. I mean, that's crazy. But
Yeah.
I haven't had that experience. It's just it was with me. It was more so like I wasn't focused. But have you ever thought about going back, maybe, or
Well,
again, it's really you're like you don't feel like you can do it, or
I'm actually taking courses in coding because I want to be able to make my own website for my acting. I feel like
oh,
at
nice.
this point with my acting, like I've also taken acting classes so I can learn, so I can just get the meat and potatoes instead of
Mhm,
like all the extra stuff like and paying no sign tuition. So, and I think a good way of learning by acting is just doing. I already have like a core group of people that I work with to help hone my acting, gonna help me shoot my content. So editing. So like I'm just really big on like the independence,
mhm,
guerrilla style filmmaking. We just go out, we film it, and we
mhm.
do trial, really trial by fire, and just figure it out.
Cool, cool. And can you tell the listeners where they can find you?
So I have an Instagram. It's just my name, Majestic Tillman, Majestic Tillman, all one word. Facebook is the same except the space. I don't have a Twitter. I don't have a Snapchat or anything else. Really, just Instagram and Facebook.
Okay. I'm sorry, those are my birds. I apologize. They're really loud. I got two parakeets, but that's cool. And for like any up and coming actors and actresses or anything like that, what advice can you give them if they want to, if they're trying to get into this field?
If you're not liking the roles that you get, find people who can shoot and film you and create your own content so you can show your range as an actor. Don't be too prideful to be like, well, if nobody's casting me in anything, I'm not going to do anything. You really need to be more independent minded and think, more globally about how you want to portray yourself in media and not let people put you in a box. So learn how to write, learn how to self direct a little bit, and learn how to,
Mhm,
and, build across, build up your team. Don't just reach up, you know, work with
mhm.
who you have in your circle so you can make your content and really get a range because you're going to need a reel. You're going to need a
Right,
reel. So make
right.
that content.
Cool, cool. Is there any like anything you're working on right now? Any projects you're working on right now? You want to let the
Yeah.
list?
I recently shot a short called "A Little Talented for Dying." It's
Mhm,
about a 17-minute short that
mhm,
deals with a fiance finding out what happened to his lover when she passed away. So
mhm.
we shot that in October. We're editing it now, looking to shop it around for festival stuff after the edit is finished. So that's kind of got my attention right now. I'm working on shooting another short, hopefully in the summer, to make another project. So got a lot of things going on. Just trying to stay busy in the film world.
Cool, cool. So, is there anything that comes to your heart that you want to like share to anybody? Just anything that comes to mind that you want to share. Um,
If it, yep, if it's your passion, you should keep going for it.
mhm.
There's a lot of things that's gonna get in your way, but that's fate just testing you. You're gonna have to either overcome or go around it and reroute, but just keep going for it. Eventually, the universe cracks if you keep working at it. So that's my suggestion for anybody out there.
Right. So, as you know, my podcast is called Healing is Power, where I talk about, different ways that you can heal from life. Sometimes life can be unkind, as we all know. What are some ways that you have dealt with any hurt that's happened in your life? And, what can you tell people out there, like from your own personal perspective, like how you dealt with it and how maybe they can deal with it? I know everybody's different. They deal with things differently, but.
Yeah, I think introspection is key. I think looking at how you got into the situation, regardless if it's your fault or not, and seeing the role that you played and the red flags that you missed or chose to overlook, just so that the next time you can avoid it. Because it doesn't matter what somebody does to you; it's really about how you react and how you
Right.
pivot from the situation. So all you can control is your reaction or your action. You can't control nobody else's. So you just gotta move a little more diligently, excuse me, and how you operate in this world.
Right. I definitely agree with that. From my perspective, it's just kind of like we go through things, it hurts us, but it teaches us, you know, not to fall into that trap again, you know. So I definitely agree with that. Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
yeah. Is there any shout outs that you wanted to give to anybody or
My
anything?
man Rashid Howe will always be there for me, always support me with whatever I do. My mom, Nakia Tillman, who again is also like a big supporter of me, always
She's
holding me down as well.
yeah,
Two of my rocks right there. So those two I would really like to shout out because they are always super supportive, and I love them so much.
right. Is like any other actors or actresses that you work with? Or do they have anything that they're working on, like solo or anything like that? Or
Not that I can think of. Everyone is trying to find work right now that everybody that I know. So I'm trying
okay,
to create a little system so I can help them out and get them some work too. So I'm working on it.
yeah. Have you thought about doing any short films out of state? Like, Atlanta's really booming with, TV and stuff like that and films and everything. Have you ever thought about going out of state? Or have
Yeah, I
you
feel
gone?
my I haven't gone out of state to shoot my own personal stuff yet. I feel my friends are talking about, relocation. It's just about the finance situation. We have the
Yeah.
gear and stuff. It's just about, where everybody's schedule is along and how we're gonna put it together.
Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, Atlanta, I would say, when you get that, sorted out, Atlanta would be really nice. There's a lot of projects and stuff that's going on out here. So,
Very cool.
yeah, yeah, Atlanta. Well, they've always called Atlanta the Black Hollywood. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
There's always a lot of stuff going on.
yeah. Is there anyone else that you would want to work with as far as, actor or actress in the future? Is anybody
N-
that you want to like cast in a movie or anything that you like? I know you mentioned
Not,
did Denzel Washington.
yeah, but I'd be cool to work with them, but I don't think I ever like strive to want to work with anybody in particular. I just more so strive for like a good story and a character that I can really dig deep into and like have range. Who I work with is really irrelevant to me at this point in my life.
Oh, okay. I understand. Cool. Is there anything else that you want to, tell the listeners or anything out there?
Support independent art any way that you can, even if it's just sharing the content or like subscribing to the channel.
Hmm.
Because a lot of people complain about mainstream or media, but they don't support the independent or alternative media that's out there. So that's just my big thing that I'm advocating for right now.
Oh, okay, cool. And like when you do your screenwriting and stuff like that, what do you like to focus on? Is it like more romance or drama or comedy? What do you like to really focus more on?
A compelling story is more so the focus. I don't really do comedy or horror. Like I'm dabbling my feet a little more into the romantic side of
Hmm.
films. But I
Hmm.
usually just focus on thriller or like action or like noir stuff. So I'm just trying to take a step out now and really focus on something different to get broaden my range and broaden my audience.
Okay, cool, cool. That's
Yeah.
that's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. Well, thank you so much for being on my show and just letting everybody know your perspective on healing and stuff like that. I love to hear everybody's perspective on that because it's a really big thing and there's a lot of people out here that's holding stuff in. They don't know how to release it. So, on my podcast, I talk about different ways you can heal, meditation, and, from my own personal perspective. So I really appreciate you, sharing your views on that.
Oh, no problem. I'm glad to be on.
Yeah. Well, you take care. And thank you so
You
much.
too. Thank
Thanks.
you for having me.
No problem. All right.